Welcome to the 100th installment of the Final Scoop podcast. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the Supplement Engineer. Joining me, as always, my international band of brothers, Lukasz, Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligent Sports Technology, Shane Smith, the Stack3D.com. Welcome, one and all. Robbie is off getting his nuts bashed at a party with the Nutrition Corners, so I don't know if he's going to be joining us today or not. But thank you, one and all. You got any comments, questions, queries, or quips? Feel free to post them up in the comments. We'll get to anything and everything during our time with you today. And thank you all for sustaining us through 100 episodes. It's been fun, and I'm surprised it's actually made it. You know, we've been doing this for 2 years now, so this is pretty awesome.
Man, we're on. Is my microphone a little bit better now?
Quasi.
Okay. Well, yeah, dude. Look. We're staying in a hotel, and obviously it's Ava's bedtime. Did you just go to bed, dude? Here, take your bottle. Oh, okay. No, the lid stays. Okay, there you go. Have fun.
Welcome, Alex. How are you? And congrats on the. Didn't he just won the bodybuilding show last week? Didn't he?
Yeah, big shout out to Alex, my boy.
Yeah, man.
He
Congrats.
won at the Toronto Pro. Great debut, and he has a bright future upon him. So, yeah, awesome.
So, Shane, you're currently in Cypress. How is Cypress?
I'm in Cypress, yeah.
And so, for the people who have no idea where in the world that is, where is that?
I think it's kind of just below Turkey. To the left, it's an island between, and it's off the coast of like Iraq, I think, is the place. Mm-hmm. There's another country further down from us, so like it's pretty kind of all off by itself. But it's a lot like Greece, to be honest. A little more developed.
Yeah. I guess, are y'all just going there for a vacation, or do you have some business down there, or is just a place y'all wanted to come and check out?
We usually like to go places every, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks or something, mm-hmm. like for fun. And we hadn't really done that since we got to the UK.
Okay.
And we were going to go to Morocco, but flights were a bit shitty. And then Pathos stood up. I was like, you know what? And we were meant to go there back in 2020 before all our shit got cancelled. Yeah. The flight would have been much shorter because from that time we were actually meant to be living in Poland. And so it would have been like a 2-hour flight. From the UK, mm-hmm. It's like 4. So it's nice though. Looking hot.
Yeah, Shane is the international man of mystery. He absolutely is. Globe-trotting, trend-setting, industry-leading news source in the supplement industry.
And
hey, by the way, when you are coming to Poland?
No remorse.
When I was saying, every now and then I saw Lukasz like, yeah. So when you going to Poland, motherfucker? So I have to figure out, the only reason we weren't is because we have to fly back to America through, we have to fly back home to New Zealand through America through supply side. So before we came back, so we booked a trip that we always wanted to do to the Greek islands in July, mm-hmm. at the end of our expo. And so to get into the UK, you have to have a ticket out of the UK. So it didn't and it can't be a return. So when you come in, they ask you when you're going to leave. And so long as it's within the visa time, which has 6 months, you have to have a ticket out. And so we booked a ticket to Athens, and it was in July. And so if anything went shitty or we couldn't find whatever, we would continue on home, or we would fly back to the UK and then go back through supply side. So we hadn't really booked anything until after July, really. And the other issue was that if we wanted to do supply side, we had to figure out where the US stood with their testing rules. Just to get into US, previously we had to get a test a day before. Yeah. I believe you guys are scrapping that tomorrow. So, because if we were to have to get a test and then go back to the US, we wouldn't be able, we didn't want to do that through like a country like Poland, because it's just if my entire test results are in Polish and I have to fucking explain that to someone in the US, shit out of luck. So I'm just not going to understand it. So now that we know there's no test, we are going to be able to leave from wherever the fuck we want to go to the US to supply side to the Robert seminar, and we can make our plans from July to October, which includes Poland, I hope.
There you go.
Good.
Or Lukasz's house, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, and there's no roads to help you get there, so you have to navigate by like star and moonlight too.
They build roads, but you still need a horse to get to my spot.
He's he's one of those. His city town is one of those. I think it's a town. I'm assuming it's a town.
Yeah.
Not big enough to be called a city. Yeah. When you get to town standards, man, damn, you
Bro, we got like 90,000 people here.
Do you have a Walmart and a McDonald's? That's kind of the mark of civilization. Is there a Walmart and a McDonald's?
Bro, we don't have such a thing here in Poland as far as like Walmart. We've got
Walmart doesn't exist out of America. What are you doing?
It's the world's largest retailer. I mean, come on.
Bro, we've got
it's America's largest retailer. I don't know if you can say it. Like it's probably the biggest in the world by just being in America. I wouldn't say it. Yeah, but people outside of America just.
We got I could say like alter Walmart. It's called Lidl.
Yeah, Lidl. You must have a co-op or something.
Yeah, we've got plenty. We've got plenty of like cheaper like stores. Aldi.
Do you have a McDonald's?
Of course.
Okay. So it's a pretty good town.
And by the way, I don't know if you remember, but the McDonald's that we have, it was the first one that was built in Europe that's in new colors, green and brown.
Did I tell you that when I was in Orlando? Because years and years ago, when we went to Orlando to go to Harry Potter in Universal Studios, I'm talking like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
We went to McDonald's one night, and I don't know if you've ever been around there, but there was this McDonald's that was just giant. It had a fish tank, it had all this weird shit, and on the sign was the world's biggest McDonald's. And I went, bullshit. It was. And so when we went to Disney World this year, I went back to it, and they revamped that son of a bitch. It's pretty fucking giant. It's pretty big. I'll give it that. But I think a lot of it was kind of like, wait, they did like wood fried pizzas and shit, non-McDonald's stuff.
Cool.
I don't know if they just did it to like make up the space.
Yeah.
Or the guy that owns it just like maybe he just wants that title and he has to use up the space somehow.
I don't remember if I send you pictures of my McDonald's here in my city.
I think you did.
It's like it was like 2 months ago. They were rebuilding the entire place, so they changed the whole spacing. They put some IC and other stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like way modern and so on. And I was like laughing. I was like, oh, Shane will come soon, so he will be super happy about that. Yeah.
I think we have to get a plane to, is it Poznan's?
Yeah, to Poznan.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
McDonald's from Shane.
I said that to you, didn't I? Yeah, I said that to you. Yeah, look at that bitch. God damn.
Fuck me. That's huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you need to take a plane to Poznan, and I will pick you up from there.
Poznan, isn't that like fucking miles away?
What?
Isn't Poznan like quite a while away from you?
100 kilometers only.
It's what?
100 kilometers?
It's 100 kilometers only from my spot.
Well, I'm not a mathematician, man, but if you're driving 100 k's an hour, that's an hour drive. That's fucking long. And you ain't driving 100 k's the whole way.
Bro, don't worry about me. I told you. Just fly to Poznan. I'm gonna pick you. I'm gonna pick you from the airport.
It's only what, 60 miles, isn't it? 62 miles. That's nothing.
Remember,
that's an hour.
Got new roads.
Hour and a half.
We've got new roads.
Yeah, see? They'll get the extra fast horse buggy for you, Shane, okay? It'll be fine.
You seen them European cars, man?
Yeah, those little like things that you look like you could kick over your fence. Yeah.
Listen, instead of one horse, I'm gonna take two.
Gonna pull up one of those ones where it's just got like one seat in the front, one seat in the back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. To Devin, no, Robbie is Apollon is participating or enjoying the Nut Bash.
The Nut Bash.
Nutrition Corners are hosting. Doug Miller's chain of stores in the Carolinas.
There was another one that I was going to go see on the way to supply side. Mm-hmm. He's also, I don't know if it's just me. He's like, because he's an hour from the airport, give or take.
Yeah.
Was it 45 minutes? That's a long way, man.
You saying Doug is?
For me, that's a lot. Yeah, from the airport.
Well, here's the thing. When you fly to Austin, I am 15 minutes from the airport.
I was actually thinking about flying to Austin.
See? I'll come pick you up, too. I can come pick you up if you need it. You don't even have to get in a car.
European car?
No, I've got a Camry. You know, we're good.
Oh, familiar.
See?
I know the car.
Yeah. See? It's a 2014 Camry, so it'll be good.
It'll be an upgrade.
Yeah.
It's that supplement engineer money, right? It's that.
Yeah, exactly. No, we bought that when I was on my engineer salary, like the actual mechanical engineering salary. Oh, I'm so glad I don't need to buy a car right now. Cars are either impossible to find or so exorbitantly overpriced because of inflation and the chip shortage and everything. I'm glad I'm not looking for a car right now.
Bro, and the gas is just crazy. The prices are like ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, they're
$40
a gallon by us right now.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means because no one uses gallons and no one knows.
We'll get the rest of the world on American units soon enough.
Freedom units. I tell everybody that now.
It's freedom units. See, it's a great saying, isn't it?
No, I like the saying, but it's a stupid measurement.
It absolutely is, but it's awesome at the same time. Oh man! All right, you guys listening out there, you got any comments or questions for us? Let us know. Shane, on the supplement side of stuff, the finals of the Stack 3D Energy
drink
are this week. So, how is overall turnout been and all of that stuff?
Similar to last year, pretty much. I think I said last year when we introduced actually for the Clash of the Kantan protein was like when we introduced the incredibly secure voting. It proved much harder to. I don't know. We didn't get as high numbers. Well, let's put it this way: like of the people that visit the page, I would say maybe 50% of the votes go through.
Yeah.
I can't tell if they're trying to vote or they just got the page and were like, nah, this is too much effort. Yeah. I can only tell if their vote's gone through. But of the traffic that goes there and then the votes that come through, it's not easy. It doesn't previously when we didn't have the security stuff in there, like it was always similar high numbers, but there wasn't that much drop off. So I think either because the way you have to do it now is you have to complete the capture, and then you also have to verify your vote via email. So it's not a short process. It's not as simple as I like this one.
Yeah.
But pretty big turnout, similar to last year, I'd say. And to be honest, it kind of I think with like Protein Wars and Clash of the Cans, it's always kind of been. You could almost predict it if you were to sit there and say what protein powder or energy drink you think stacked readers would like the most, which one they see the most, which one do you think has had the most impact on them. That almost always seems to be one of the ones that wins or at least makes it into the final. And so it's kind of makes a good reason as to why the likes of Raze and Ghost are in the final because I mean, we're heavily sports nutrition, and those are two big sports nutrition energy drinks right there. No Monster Ultra, no Red Bull, no
Bang.
Rain won one year. But
and Bang.
I think that was the year that Bang doesn't seem to draw that much. at least from our audience. And I think even though brands support it and their votes come through, we can see when it's votes being sent versus coming from our site. And it's like I said, it kind of makes sense as to why these two end up in the final. Because you always see people say comments like, "Oh, if so-and-so doesn't win, it's full of shit."
Yeah.
I was like, you forget it's if you did a popular energy drink contest in the island of Samoa, or you did it in Poznan in Poland, there's going to be completely different results. And this is the same again. This is a heavily sports nutrition driven site, and I mean these are two of my favorites, two of the big ones we've seen in sports nutrition.
Are you surprised at all by any of the early exits from the other products?
Really? It's always, you kind of, to be honest, I think this final, the semi-finals were the same as last year, except I think Monster was in the place of, shit, I can't remember who it was last year. But Ghost, Raze, and C4 were all in the semi-final last year. They were all in the semi-final this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's be cool to see who wins. I know Ghost has a big draw. Raze has an incredible loyal fan base. Like their insider program is crazy. Whenever a new flavor surfaces, they have a I don't know if you've seen it. It's like an insider group, and they pay, and they get like I'm not sure exactly what they get, but I think it's like a box every month, and so they don't really know what they're getting. And in it is new flavors, like beta samples of flavors, like actual beta samples. And I'm assuming they have hundreds to thousands of these people subscribe to this.
Yeah, it's like a loyalty program or something almost, or membership thing.
Yeah, but it's just all they're doing is just buying this and getting this box, and they get to try the new flavors, and then that's how Raze kind of gauges what they should do next.
Yeah.
So if they send out beta sample ABC and 59% say B, they'll put that through and they maybe compare it to some more. So it's a pretty cool little program, and you can see comments, traffic from emails. You can see just how intense it is. It's a pretty cool little thing to see that they've built such a strong kind of loyalty group. There you go. New unreleased flavors.
30% off products.
Yeah. So it's not like it's like you're getting, I guess, like $40 worth of product every month by the sounds of things. You get it, it's all the perks that come with it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder how many drinks you get each month.
Well, I can't imagine it being 12.
I think so.
I guess, is that like a sample? That would make sense.
Yeah, 4 plus a t-shirt and some other little things.
Yeah, then you got the Ghost on the other side, and they obviously have a huge draw from their collaborations, which just like I think the collab and the Ghost name are so powerful that even if you don't know any of the energy drinks in the contest, you might know the flavor Ghost is collaborating with. I know a little bit about Ghost. It's got to be good kind of thing. And obviously they've built a massive fan base as well. So it's two very strong fan-driven products in the final.
They're I know you're typically a Monster guy, and I know you're also running the contest. So if you don't want to give an opinion one way or the other, I understand. Do you have one that you naturally gravitate more towards to, Raze or Ghost, or is it you've got your Monster and you're fine with that no matter what?
I mean, Monsters. And look, this is authentic Greek Monster. I don't know how much this was. But if I had to pick between the two, I mean, I'm going to say Raze, to be honest, only because I like the variety of flavors. There are some flavors that I like in Ghost, but I've always preferred, or I always rank higher when there's a bigger variety. If you got 8 flavors and 6 of them are great, then you have 4 flavors and 2 of them are mind-blowing, I'd go for the one with simply more better flavors. It's just it. And Raze has pumped out a lot over the past few years, and I think it's also good to remember that Ghost has only been around for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I think they launched in
the Raze Energy. I still have yet to do that.
They got some good flavor. My favorite was discontinued. I was pissed about that, but
it's kind of a bummer.
Just goes to show what I know.
Oh well. All right.
There's a lot of others. But if you haven't voted,
what about the expo? How things are going on that end?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much sold out. We sell out of it. Like I think we sold out when we opened it. I didn't even mention it on the site. It's pretty cool because it's kind of become what we wanted it to become. Just a time where brands can announce a whole lot of shit in 1 week, and that's really what we're trying to do, and that's really what people are doing this time.
Yeah.
I think the maximum we have is like 48 to 50 brands, give or take, and I think we're on that. So we're announcing, I think it's 8 a week until the last week. But yeah, they pretty much bring whatever they can to like a single page website. So it's we try to explain it's like a landing page. So when people launch a new product or an email, that's kind of what they get to put on there, and they can choose giveaways, links to deals, exclusive reveals, announcements. We encourage the releases, reveals, and teasers, and a lot of people. In fact, we offer discount for brands to take part if they announce something. So I believe MuscleTech said they have something. I believe Pharma Freak might. I don't know if he mentioned it or not. I have absolutely no idea what any of them are doing.
They've had a couple. Pharma Freaks was quiet last year, and now they're been on a steady release of stuff in recent times.
Oh, I think
because they've been reformulating. Plus, the whole range got a completely new look, so that's why.
I will admit, did you see the free condom? I thought that was fucking cool.
I did see that. That was pretty funny.
Lost, man. I thought it was cool as shit. Even if I didn't even need to see the formula, like obviously you want the ingredients to count, but I just thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Someone on Instagram just said, "Do they give us 30 servings? Is it reusable?"
I mean, sure.
You can put it.
If you want to reuse it, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give it a wash.
You can wash it.
You better just. But yeah, I thought it's a pretty cool thing, but they did it similar in their Mental Freak, and they put the mood ring in there. So that was kind of a nice little twist. So this kind of follows up from that.
I know the brands are thinking, I'll put in these other little additional tokens, widgets with our product, and that should entice the buyer to go for that because it'll help make it stand out. Do you think the return on investment that they're doing for that actually meets their expectations, or do you think the average consumer is saying, "Hey, that's great, but I'm still buying the product because I want the product. I don't." The fact that I get an extra little thing with it isn't really doing much for me.
I feel like it's not really a gimmick, but it's like an attention grabber, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like if you like the formula, you're going to buy it even if it comes with nothing. But I feel like those little freebies are what get people's attention. I mean, the name on Pharma Freak, if people haven't seen it, it's a sexual performance health supplement. It's called Sex Freak. I don't think you needed to put anything in there to make that memorable. That was Sex Freak is pretty. It's a pretty memorable name. And the free condom, I think, is just one of those things that, like, I guess it could spur it on in talking. Like me, when I just literally just said, "Do you see the product with this condom in it?" Someone at the gym could just throw that out. Bro, did you see the Pharma Freak? They put a condom on that shit. It could just be as casual as that, and I guess it would just help give it attention.
Yeah.
Kind of like when somebody does something gimmicky for a fight, I guess. But
true. Yeah.
Much to your point, I don't think anyone who looks at the formula and likes it is gonna be turned on or off. No pun intended for the condom.
Yeah. They're the names of the blends are kind of amusing. I find that very funny.
I just like how it was anti-stress, absorption, anti-A, and then boom, 69 flex freak.
Yeah, you got the test freak, you got the anti-A freak. Oh goodness, it's good stuff. To be taken daily. There we go.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool twist.
Yeah,
it's like it's not a how those sexual health supplements sometimes just have like 10 servings.
Yeah.
I always felt like one of the craziest things when they have those single-use things and they say take it 60 minutes before sexual activity. I think you're going out for the night.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're at the bar, you throw them back, and the girl's like, "What was that?" Oh, nothing.
It's my liver protectant. It's my liver supplement.
Yeah, like you don't want to take it too early. You definitely don't want to leave it in the bottle.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just grab my probiotic.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's my sleep pills. I always thought that was amusing, just in the instructions, the way they would word before activity or when expecting activity.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, you had teased this, and now you've got more information on it, and you've also announced that it's being done by the guys at Primeval. Have you tried those yet?
No, I'm probably going to soon, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't either, and I mean, I was talking to Anthony and them when they were getting ready for the launch of this, and I was curious about some of it.
He didn't want to attach, so we just wrote about it.
Right.
As lost and found, and then when he put it on Primeval's website, I was like, okay, I feel like maybe it's okay for us to say, you can oddly buy from Primeval's website.
Yep. Yeah.
I gotta say the look of the can is just brilliant.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that's going to play with everybody. I'm trying to figure out what's their demographic. Obviously, you're going to say like 18 to 25-year-olds or 18 to 30-year-olds or something like that. But within that, because that's a pretty broad thing. But within that, who are you going for? And who finds this more appealing than something else?
Do you guys know the story of why he used this name, like Lost and Found, and what's behind it, or maybe what does it mean, or something like that? Because Primeval is a completely different brand comparing it to this.
Right.
This style of marketing.
So I was like, yes, I was like, it was very separate.
But yeah, I'm curious to see like how they obviously it's a play on a rhyme or a song or something, but I'm curious what was the. I would love to just pick their brains and figure out what was the genesis for the idea and the branding and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel it's just one of those. I mean, it's Bang. It's just called Bang.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's pretty out there in itself. Some of the really good ones out there, like Red Bull, I'm sure it stands for something, but none of us know what the fuck it means.
Yeah.
It's just got those two bulls. Again, sure, it's got some meaning.
They're actually
drinks out. No, I know there's meaning. I'm sure everybody has meaning, but what I'm just saying is, to me and you, or someone who likes an energy drink, it just needs to be, I guess, it just needs to stick with you.
Well, for people that are interested, there's a brilliant article written by some guy on the complete history of energy drinks on tigerfitness.com. And it goes into, I've chronicled all of this through that. So if anybody wants to go and read the history and where they found Red Bull Energy and all that comes in, feel free to.
Who is this guy?
Some douchebag with big eyes and kind of nerdy.
Obviously, he wrote it, because come on, even I'm.
But yeah,
you didn't just have this on hand and blindly click the second link up there.
Yeah, there you go. But it's out of date, obviously, because it's 4 years old now. So many other energy drinks have come on the scene since then. Because that this was
I feel like it just needs to be cohesive. Just needs to be like a fitting feel, and it's pretty good. I don't see anything that seems out of place. It seems like it has good color theme, good flavors, formulas about what you'd expect or what you'd want. All comes down to the taste. So I guess if the taste is good and it all works together, then
yeah,
it could just as be as well received as anything else.
60 milligrams of caffeine. That's not bad.
Nope, 150.
Yeah, nothing.
10 calories.
4 carbs, but I'm sure that's probably erythritol or something. That's in there.
Probably.
I think it just comes down to how good it tastes.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, obviously, so they've got orange. They have the Glacier Blast, which is probably a riff on the White Monster flavor, I would imagine. Cherry Lemonade. That'll be interesting to try. I'd be curious for that. And then Blue Rushes. I'm assuming
Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry, or I mean, like Primeval does a lot of their Smash Berry flavor, which is blue raspberry lemonade. So I'm wondering if the Blue Rush is gonna be more like that or more like a Blue Raz.
I would think so. You guys love your traditional blue raspberry, fruit punch, cherry.
I hate blue raspberry. That is the one flavor of anything I despise. Popsicles, suckers, energy drinks, pre-workouts,
I guarantee you, as soon as they stop making it, people are like, man, you should bring back blue raspberry.
I cannot stand that flavor. I honestly can't. It's terrible. At least to me, it's just too sickly sweet. Alex, by the way, in the process of listening to your last podcast, Shane, with you and Brad from Ninja.
Yeah, give me 5 listens.
Logan, so what is 6-week condom size? It would be weird getting a condom that doesn't fit.
It would be.
Could be a little awkward.
I don't know what size it is. Well, I know the Animal. I remember when Animal put free T-shirts in their stuff, I had to ask them size.
Yeah.
I think originally it was a large, and then one of them was a medium. But I think they said that they changed the size for where the exclusive was sold. So one of the exclusives in Vitamin Shop, they kind of gauged what the average Vitamin Shop user might be, and put that size in there. And I thought that was interesting. So maybe Pharma Freak gauged average size
male
of penises, and I don't know.
I'm not looking that up. I'm not looking. We're not looking that up.
Use Google for that. Yeah, I want to say that.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that.
Average penis size in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the average size of a male penis?
Are you looking that up?
Yeah, we know what it is, guys. 15 centimeters. Average height of a man with a 15 centimeter penis is 1.878 meters.
15 centimeters?
Canada's rank is 13th in the world, right behind Angola and Egypt. Good on you guys.
5.9 inches.
So I guess if we're going off the idea that they have the average person in Canada, and Canada is 13th in the world, not bad.
Yeah, but how many countries are there in the world? 300?
Well, I thought it was like 220 or 200 something. I mean, either way, 13th is pretty damn good.
But yeah, you're in the top 10%.
Hey, maybe Pharma Freak is gonna do a special edition for Europe, special edition for
there you go,
like South Arabia, and so on.
195 countries in the world.
No one's gonna call up Pharma Freak. Hey guys, it's too big. Can I swap it? Interesting.
Yeah.
Someone else asked me this in a private message, and I was like, to be honest, I have no idea. No idea.
It's amazing how that would immediately pop into somebody's head. The stuff that goes through people's minds.
But they're interested in buying it though.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? I will buy this. I do need a condom and a sexual health supplement.
Well, actually, if you're a guy, you should probably hope, like if you're in the position where you're using these methods of protection, it could actually make you look good in front of the lady. Say, "Oops, sorry, honey, it's too small. I mean, I'm just too big. If I'm gonna break the see, it makes you look like the stud."
It could go the opposite. It could go the other way around, and it's just like, look like some baggy jeans.
Good God. Okay. Scrolling through the news feed to see. Any hints on what the limited time flavor of Hypermax is? I haven't. Aaron has not told me anything, so I don't know.
Dude, he works. He didn't tell me shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Nothing.
hoping he's going to launch at the expo, but it launches in 3 weeks, and the expo's in 4. So I told him, son of a bitch, jump the gun.
I know sometimes he listens live when we're doing this. So Aaron, you can shoot me a text message.
Listens. He's listening. Yeah. No, shoot me a message, Aaron.
Hey, I host the host of the supplement industry's leading news site, so we can break it here first, and then Shane can scoop us with his website.
You the answer anyway.
Huh?
He's not going to send you the answer. He might send you hello.
I think Aaron's gonna wait till the expo, and then he's gonna reveal.
So. No, he's not waiting for the expo. He's revealing this before then. He's releasing it in 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
He might have something. I think he said he might have something else, but I don't know.
But it's gonna be limited
at the expo too.
It's gonna be a limited edition flavor, right? It's not gonna be a permanent flavor.
Yeah.
Correct.
Limited.
And then since Alex brought up Ninja, I thought this was cool.
Yeah, man.
High stimulant pre-workout is up next from Ninja. I mean, if anybody's tried the regular Ninja Up, that's not a low stim pre-workout by any means.
Yeah, I thought that was the thing as well. But it's because when I asked him about it, because we're doing high stim pre-workout, it's not really a high stim pre-workout the way he explained it to me.
Yeah.
It sounds more like a premium pre-workout. Fuck you pre-workout.
Yeah, just with a shit ton of caffeine with it.
Yeah, I think he's got higher stims, but he said it's not a energy driven. There's other things in there for pumps and performance and stuff. So I'm taking a shot in the dark and thinking this is going to be sort of a pre-gym X to pre-gym kind of thing, the Ninja Up to Ninja whatever the fuck it is. And 600 milligrams of caffeine was, and he was saying, I think he said there are other stims in there too. So
wait, because there's yohimbine and caffeine in regular Ninja.
Is ISO prop in Ninja Up?
So I'm pulling up right now.
I wonder if you see that it is.
Let's see. Okay.
I can't remember.
All right, we got caffeine, Infinergy, hordenine, isopropyl norepinephrine, and methyltyramine as well. I thought there was yohimbine in this. Maybe not. It's got to be. So this thing makes me sweat my ass off. So you got 375 caffeine, 50 hordenine, 30 isopropyl norepinephrine, 30 N-methyltyramine.
Alpha Yo's in there.
Oh yeah, we're waltzing at 2.5. So yeah, this already is an upper biased high stim, and obviously I understand high stim is relative to the individuals, but in the context of the average consumer, this is high stim for them. So I'm curious to see what an even more potent pre-workout from them would entail.
That's what me and Brad were talking about. Was he's not just slapping 600. He said he understands that his fans are going from Ninja Up to this, so he doesn't want it to be someone taking 300 whatever is in this one and then jumping straight to that. He wants it to have some sort of thought behind it.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a blend of caffeine in that, not just. He's got several other things, but I think there's some strategy he's doing with the stims to, I guess, not make it feel like a big slap of 600 milligrams of caffeine. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But should be cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, I like this pre-workout when I took it. I was just sweating my ass off when I took it for 4 or 5 hours afterwards.
I didn't sweat much when I had this.
Yeah, I took it. And that same thing with that. What was the other one that Hypermax 3D. Same thing, man. I sweat so much on that. When the original Hypermax, or the most recent, the previous iteration of Hypermax, I didn't sweat that much. This one, man, it seems like all day I'm really hot. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's launching that big expo.
Okay, so 4 weeks till the expo.
Yeah, July 11th.
Hey Shane, so how many halls you will have there? 4?
We have the usual 4. I don't like going more than 50 brands because, like I think I mentioned this before, if you're spending 2 minutes on each page or maybe even a minute, it's 50 minutes on your phone. That's a lot. So I keep it at 50, just assuming that people will maybe go like twice, 3 times, check out each hall each time. I don't know. But we break it down into halls just because that's the way it's all laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Muscle Takes, they had some interesting stuff. They always unveil and tease a lot of stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Logan. So with the news that caffeine malate is not bonded, is something like Infinergy just pretty much a scam? You're going out of your way for quote-unquote premium caffeine and malic acid. Based on what we were talking about with Bruce, I'm inclined to believe so. He's sent me some other information on the side, and we will be gearing up for another podcast with him very soon. He sent me some other information. I have not looked through it extensively yet because I've been in New Orleans visiting family and whatnot. But yeah, and caffeine citrate is definitely a prescription. Here's some information that Bruce sent me. Let's see if I can pull it up. Caffeine citrate. There you go. 60 milligrams per 3 milliliters. 20 milligrams caffeine citrate. Yeah, definitely should not be in supplements. Caffeine citrate injection is indicated.
Supplement brands are going to be supplement brands.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of other things, but yeah, Bruce and I are going back and forth. We're trying to figure out a way to either bring him on with a couple of other people to talk about some of these ingredients that are really more scammy than actually being beneficial or helpful, or not living up to the hype that they try to build themselves upon. So yeah, but that has definitely influenced my way. I think going forward, when I look at doing stim blends for pre-workouts or nootropics or something, because until he had told me that, I thought there actually was something, just because you get into the industry and this is kind of what you're told. But I mean, I've done some hunting. I can't find any actual scientific literature on dicaffeine malate. There's nothing there, at least from what I can find. If anybody has anything, please send it my way. But yeah, it's interesting.
Hey man, at the end, it just shows you live, you learn, right?
Exactly. That's what I love about the industry, though. You learn stuff, and there's always something new. There's always just something that's kind of fun. I mean, I might buy that malate might ease digestion on the stomach to where you don't get as much discomfort, because malic acid might be a little bit easier on the stomach. But yeah, I can't find any sources or ingredients to support this.
I guess you need to be like more open-minded about everything, you know, and just like take everything into consideration. Because, you know, before your podcast with Bruce, I was also like believing in the fact that dicaffeine malate can be this ingredient that is, you know, used as a extra addition to a caffeine anhydrous and so on, you know. So, but yeah, Uncle Bruce opened my eyes. So
yeah, man, thank you to him. I'm trying to pull up Creative Compounds website to see if they actually list any research, because that's the company that markets it or supplies it.
I'm curious, do you see any alternative for the dicaffeine malate, or do you think it's still going to be used by other brands? And as far as this fact, how this influences you and the formulations that you will do in the future? Are you planning to stay away from dicaffeine malate?
Yeah, I mean, there's because if it's true, so I just pulled up Creative Compounds website right here. It says, since the final dismissal of ephedra, something has been missing in energy and pre-workout formulas. In this highly competitive market, the search is always on for a new ingredient that will increase energy levels, maximize mental focus, and accelerate thermogenesis. With this in mind, Creative Compounds developed and introduced Infinergy dicaffeine malate, the latest addition to our malate series. Infinergy represents a precise combination of caffeine and malic acid into an ionic bonded compound. By combining the well-established properties of caffeine and malic acid, Infinergy offers a multi-dimensional ingredient that not only optimizes energy levels, but also stimulates thermogenesis while promoting mental focus. So they said they have a precise combination of that, and then it's put into an ionic bonded compound. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And there's no research on caffeine and malic acid.
You know what? I'm just like thinking loud now, but as far as this fact that dicaffeine malate is like let's just call it bullshit. Maybe brands will then like move towards incorporating like caffeine and hydrous with stuff such as like theanine or Coca-Cola. We shall see more stuff that they will try to combine like a higher dosages of caffeine and hydrous with like other nootropics to just smooth the effect of the caffeine, and its ingestion to the system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to use it going forward unless
the beadlets. The brands that use the beadlets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah. I mean, the way I'm thinking about it is
the capsule was in the capsule as well.
Yeah, the DR caps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's certain things you can do. Going forward, I'm gonna, like you said, Lukasz, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna use caffeine. I'm gonna use a couple of nootropics and probably teacrine, because I like teacrine a lot, and I think that works well, just to give you that long-lasting energy experience. But unless the brand, something like Apollon, they've got that R600 capsule where they have the 3 different kinds of caffeine, and some of the other brands use that because they say it's our triple caffeine fuse. So if the brand kind of wants to play on the hype that you've got 3 different forms of caffeine, sure. If they want to put that in there, that's fine. I don't buy into it's this super long-lasting form of caffeine anymore.
Yeah, but don't you think it's soon gonna be exactly the same as the products that has these creatine complexes that, for example, 5% nutrition, like creatine, 10 different forms of creatine.
Yeah.
Or other brands that are producing all this that has magnesium creatine, bonded and so on, HCl creatine and so on. While we all know that good old monohydrate is basically the gold standard of them all. So why to complicate things? And that's my whole standpoint. Because we all know many people are also stating on the internet that they don't buy stacks of creatine. They're just almost like a dinosaur. And and I think that's the industry. Once they will see, and the Bruce will push the information about that, many people will decide to just go with completely different route, as you said, so
I hope so. I mean, part of it is just getting past the marketing nonsense of it, because a lot of brands have already built into that, or even maybe the brand owners themselves were deceived by the company until Creative Compounds or somebody can come up and show me some research showing that the malate is actually extending it. But even that doesn't make sense then, because we know citrulline malate, even if it's bonded, the second it goes into water, it dissociates and it breaks apart. So why wouldn't that happen with dicaffeine malate to a certain extent? So that is endpoint. If I'm taking a pre-workout that has citrulline malate in there with caffeine, I should be getting some of those tangential effects of the GI buffering capacity of the malic acid from the citrulline malate component. And if I'm not, I don't think that few extra milligrams of malic acid that's coming in your pre-workout is going to really have that much of an effect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to talk. I'm curious. I want to pick Joey's brain about it too, because he understands some of the stuff in Gorilla Chemist. I'd like to get their opinions on it and see. Is there any mechanism by which these could possibly, or your boy, Dr. Dean, any of them, I'd like to pick their brains about it too.
Have you used any manufacturing facilities before, Robert?
Have I used any personally, or have I've just recommended brands to different manufacturers?
Have you ever seen any of them?
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
So can you see any of them?
What do you mean? Can I see any of them?
No, can you say any of the brands that you've seen, or the manufacturing facilities that you've seen?
Yeah, I've seen 0 Day, so Glaxons. I've seen their manufacturing facilities. I've seen the brand that you've been showcasing recently, Core Culture. They're right down the road for me in Texas too.
Do they have a facility?
Yeah. Veridicore is the name of the manufacturing facility.
Have you heard of a Metcon system before?
I don't think so, no.
I'd heard of this in passing twice. But every time someone said it to me, they said, "Oh, we're going to upgrade to a Metcon system." I'm like, whatever the fuck. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And then I saw one. If you Google it, you'll see what I mean. Because I visited My Protein a week ago, and they have Metcon system. So I've seen a lot of manufacturing facilities.
How do you spell that?
Holy, just like Metcon, but with an A. So Matcon. I think that, and then just system, I guess. I assume that's the keyword. Probably come up with it.
Metcon, lean manufacturing factory. Okay, here we go.
It's like it's a type of system. So it's not like because I think when people said it to me, I thought it was like just the way you did things.
Right.
See if you can bring up Google. See if you can bring up like a Google. Saying it. Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah, which one is it? Okay.
It's got this giant hopper at the top.
Go down. Zoom out. There you go. So see that little one there? Yeah. See that? Click that one. The one I saw. So I'd seen those big vats, like you said, the V things, and they spin around, and then you put them in the blend in a bag, and then you put that bag or tip it in like a hopper of something, and then it goes through the line, right? So this shit, see that little thing that says Metcon on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's, I guess, what you would describe as a barrel. That gets attached to this little blend machine, blends it up. They then just pull that fucking vat off, stick it on top of the blender, and then it just pours shit out. And so the My Protein one, they had 250 of these.
Whoa.
And they had 8 blenders going fucking ridiculous nonstop. And once it finished blending, they just pull the trolley up, pull it off, stick it on top, or stick it on the shelf, or put it on top of the manufacturing line. And it was just fucking nonstop. And they had, I think you told me there were 250 of these barrels. And you had 100, I can't remember how many you had on standby, but they would pre-blend basically, and then just put them on the racks and then they would be put through the production line within like a day or two. I think he said a day. I just had never seen. I'd heard about the system, but I think it's intended to be scaled. Like I think it's intended to be like how they've used it, like not just one blend, one line. They had 250 of these barrels just constantly blending, constantly being put on top. If you go back, you can see the image directly beside it.
Hey Shane,
just take it off the blender, stick it on that, and it would just shoot through the conveyor belt. It was crazy how fast they were just swapping those top things around.
That's pretty awesome.
I just seeing it, like how smooth compared to the typical like V blend we put it in a bag, and then like this was just insane. I'd never seen.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wonder if there's an animation we can see it in action or something.
I think it's a very
YouTube,
customizable. It must be a very customizable thing. Like you must be able to interpret it the way you like. Because I assume that not everyone would blend and store like these guys were. Oh, there you go. Oh, this is exactly it.
This is exactly how it looks like?
No, except they had 8 of those spinny things.
Yeah.
And they had but see how he's pouring the ingredients in.
So you're telling me that they have like 25 of these?
So see where he's putting the ingredients in the little thing where the hoist was on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually on top of the blender. So they would pour it in and then just get it, and this thing would spin it straight away. Then he would pull it out and then he'd rack it like that he's about to do now. They had 8 of those little blenders spinning. I think they didn't have all of them at one time. And they had 250 of these barrels in the facility. And then they would just run the production line like he's intending to do. Yeah, just like that. But obviously the blender blends faster than the production line is able to package the powder. So they would be blending while one is being produced. And so they would store the blends like pre-blended on the racks. And then once one finishes in the manufacturing line, they'd bring another one over. And they just have them constantly rotating. I'd never seen, but they sped the thing up. So the blender, they mix it on the left and they put it on the blender. These guys had it set up where the ingredients would go straight down and then the blender would spin it straight away. But it was ridiculous because it looked like the entire facility was built to house this incredibly crazy efficient process. I had heard of this, but I just didn't know what it was. And then when I went there and I saw the name on the tubs, I was like, holy shit, is this? And he said, yeah, it's basically scalable. So you could add another blender, add another production line, add more barrels, obviously, and just you'd be able to speed it up each time.
Yeah.
I guess it's just infinitely. I had just never seen. Remember how many lines they had? They said they have pictures on their site. I think they had 12 or 16 production lines. I think maybe somewhere around there. I don't think all of them were operating at that time.
Yeah.
But he said they do like 100 runs minimum a day.
That's crazy.
It blew my fucking mind. I had seen production facilities before.
Yeah.
Like like I said, the big vat. And it was always just, we take it over here, take it over there. This was just like one of those things you just gotta see.
Yeah.
Just to know that like, holy shit, these motherfuckers make protein powder. God damn.
I think it's on a completely different level, and as far as like the scale of their operation is just like completely
massive.
Different. It's matched, especially.
You think massive, and then you see this.
Yeah. Especially the fact is that like my protein, this is just like people in US think it's like it's a small brand, but here in Europe, we all know that it's like it's giant, basically.
That's one facility that he said they have one like that in Poland, and that services Europe, and then they said they have one in America, which isn't as big. But shit, man, I just like I said, I'd only ever seen it very not archaic, but just broken down where you blend one room, manufacture in the other. I just never seen it. Pour the ingredients in the tub, blend it in that same tub, put that tub on top of the manufacturing line. And if you can do more blend between that, just put them on the shelf. And just seeing 250 of those barrels, fuck. It's just like one of the biggest I think it exists. I'm assuming.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a cool system. I like that
stuff. I think it's one of those things where it's just expensive. Like
oh yeah.
Because you can't you don't want to invest in just the minimum because it's not going to be that efficient. You need to invest in, I guess, when you're at a certain level. So,
bro, when you are scaling that fast, you need like super efficient, like, you know, type of like a production and so on. You know, you need to be super efficient, especially with the demand.
I think they built the room, the facility that was in. I think they built that to house all of this. Whereas most manufacturers you see are always like, they grow fast as well, and so they kind of put things where they can, or they have to fit within their space. Whereas these guys look like they designed this entire room to fit exactly what's in there, and it was just fucking huge.
Yeah.
Just I assume there are others that do this, but I just have never seen that kind of like that video, just but times 10.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Very cool.
I don't think I don't know if the general consumer would care much for that. I feel like a supplement geek.
Yeah, for the nerdy side of them, like us. I mean, we like that stuff.
Bro.
Logan, talking about Scammy, Nootropics Depot owner said in forums, which forums are these, Logan, that Derek from MorePlatesMoreDates, Turkesterone and testosterone booster Sigma are both bunk. Totally different from what the labels state that they are in, and said he's going to post the test results soon. I mean, I think turkesterone in and of itself is pretty scammy to begin with. I think it's massively overpriced and not worth it. But that's my opinion. I know we've got differing opinions on the panel. And the test booster, I mean, Derek seems like a pretty smart guy from the few videos I've seen him do that Lukasz has sent us, or some other people have sent me. But by and large, I don't know where he's getting his stuff manufactured from. I'm pretty skeptical of all of these influencer brands to begin with. So
I'm smiling because I had this conversation with Shane, like I believe 1 week ago or something, and we were talking about like Turk and Actisterone and so on.
Yeah,
and we're like talking about the manufacturing and some stuff involving this fact. I'm not gonna say everything that we talked privately, but yeah, I'm not gonna leave my left testicle on the table and just said it. Okay, go for it. I don't know Derek, and and as far as his manufacturers and so on. So I can't say if he is legit or not. I don't know the guy at all. I never spoke with him, so I can't say that I trust him 100%. Many people said that they use his stuff and they claim it's fine, but I know one thing for a fact: Turk, it's not a cheap ingredient. So if someone offers this kind of ingredient, including actisterone as well, it means it's not legit. It may come, and I also told this to Shane that plenty of brands nowadays are using Turk and Acti that comes from China, and it's not 10% standardization; it's 3% standardization or even lower, and this allows them to drop the prices. So that's a big bump. So if you're planning to buy a Turk, buy it from a legit source. But many brands are claiming that they got the certificates of analysis and so on. So I would just be mindful about that, and just keep an eye on this stuff, because, and that's the topic that pisses me off a lot. Because that's why I think that you, Robert, are not looking forward to Turk, and you're not keen about it or intrigued or anything like that. And I think that in near future, many people will say that this ingredient is bullshit and it's not working. But in my personal opinion, and I tried many of Turks, I can honestly say it's a great ingredient, but you need to have a legit source. Otherwise, it's a crap. And that's how things are looking with all the ingredients out there. If you don't have a legit source, you can say a lot of stuff is bullshit.
Agreed.
From Tonkatali to Fadugia and other stuff. You know, so and that's the thing. You know, that soon will be. I think that like soon industry, because we see that it's a huge boom in our industry, and now like probably every brand has a Turk-based product. But you know, we all know that many of them are not using the legit one. So just please be careful, and guys, you know, don't look at the opinions on other people, because some are pure scammers out there. So yeah.
There you go. And Shane, you've had mostly positive results when using Turk, haven't you?
Remember how I did the review back in, well, I didn't post the review. I was trialing it. I did it for 2 months in January, February. And then I've been doing it for 2 months. Yeah, past 2 months. No, a little before that. But the idea was, because I was very unsure as well, because I know Lukasz said great things. But obviously it all comes down to you. And for me, I put Turk into the basket of like, it's just the types of brands that use it. It's not obviously like, I don't see Muscle Tick doing a Turk. I don't see BSN doing a Turk. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's a, like it always makes me a little bit curious when, or like has a different opinion when you see that only a certain size of brand is using it.
Right.
I know that Gorilla Mind's pretty big. There are a couple brands that are pretty big now that are using it. Core's doing it. I think they're doing it at America Labs. And who's the other one? Man Sports did it.
Yeah.
But it's always tricky. It's kind of like, I think back when DMHA come out. Again, not saying that because DMHA are even on the same kind of area, but back when DMHA came out, it was pretty obvious that like they weren't all the same kind of thing. You'd try DMHA from one brand and DMHA from another, and you would be confused as to whether or not it was you that did something wrong or something was different. And so for me, I've always just been taking that mindset when it comes to ingredients like this. Like if Joe Blow down the road starts using this, and then other small brand and medium brands use it, and I start hearing results that are like up and on, and I use it myself and they're a bit hit and miss, then I'm kind of like, okay, so maybe, I don't know, it's just one of those things that you might want to try and find in a brand that you like, and if it works from this brand, just stick with it. And I suppose that goes with any supplement, really. But I used the Gorilla Mind one. And see, if I remember correctly, I said that I felt like it made me a little larger, not larger, I think heavier but leaner. So I felt like it filled me out a bit. I don't think my strength didn't change. My I think it was more of an appearance thing. So it was hard to sort of gauge. But the goal was to try for the 2 months, go 2 months off, and then try 2 months again, same dose, and see what happened. And I haven't seen similar effect to what I got in January, February, just flat out, not even remotely the same. Which leads me to believe that either it wasn't the Turk in the beginning that was even having that effect on me. Maybe there's something else that I had in there. Maybe I changed my diet. Maybe I did something different. I don't know. So I don't really, like, you don't really have answers unless you have blood work, flat out test this, test that, whatever. So all I do in that case is just be like, okay, so much like I said, like the ingredient could be hit or miss. It might not have worked either times for me. I'm saying it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But again, like I was saying with the DMHA, just because it didn't work on this occasion, I'd be willing to try from another brand because I have heard positive results from other people. Lukasz notably praises it, and usually the shit that he likes, I like too, or at least, you know, I'll jump into the deep end and give it a try.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would be definitely open to try another brand and just to compare the results, because it may just be me. It may just not be one of those ingredients that works for me. But for me, like I said, I had it in January, February. Those were the two results, that kind of full and hardening thing. Those are the things that I kind of noticed, but I don't get those now. So I'm not sure. And I had a nice 2 month break, and I bought the same brand and I had the same dose. So either it was something else it could have been something else I did, or again, supplement might not have had much of an effect on me specifically. But yeah, we want to try another one. I think I'm actually trying Naughty Boys. 2 months. So yeah, we'll see. It's just things like this that, like I'm sort of, not going to post a review on because, again, if I had leapt on what I saw in January, February, I might have been saying that it was that, and it might not have been. So,
right.
I'm not on the fence on it. I'm just, still hunting to see if I can find a beautiful one.
Gotcha.
Maybe Naughty Boys is it.
Maybe. Brooke, congrats, y'all. 100. Thank you, Brooke. We appreciate it. Thank you for hanging with us through all 100 episodes, too. You and Devin, I think, have pretty much been around since the beginning.
Thank you, Brooke, for your support. Truly appreciate that.
We need Sridhar, too. We haven't seen Sridhar. He wasn't here last week.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
I know. Maybe he's just waiting to come around until the very end.
In Cypress or not?
Say it again, Lukasz?
I said, did you met him in Cypress or not?
Yeah, they had a meet up. How is the gym scene in Cypress?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about it.
Not good.
So like in the UK, I don't know if I think I might have complained about this before. So in the UK, it's a very different. The gym I go to, I think, is very mainstream. Mm-hmm. Well, not very mainstream. It is mainstream, and I've seen a lot of memes ever since going there about the etiquette there.
Yeah,
I've seen some shit. Remember last week how I saw the dude mixing the pre-workout on the bench?
Yeah.
I saw a dude the other day. He was doing shoulder flies. He rested the dumbbells on top of another pair of dumbbells on the rack, while the entire fucking rack was empty. It was empty, like 5 rows, five pairs. And he put his dumbbells on top of the, I think it was like 30 kilos, was that 60, late 65, 70 pounds. And I went up and I'm like looking around and he was on his phone. I didn't know they were his. And I was like, okay, some lazy son of a bitch is resting his dumbbells there, right? That was the last thing I thought. He's just resting. He's just left them there. He didn't want to put them back, even though there was empty rack, both heights. And so I shifted them over and shook my head. And then he stands up and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, "Hey, dude, I was using those." And I'm like, "If you were using those, I wouldn't rest them on dumbbells." And I said, "I don't want to be mean, but why would you put them there? It makes no sense."
Dumb fuck.
I was like, "Put them on the ground. Put them on the empty space. Why put them on top of another pair? It makes no sense."
Right.
But anyway, so in Cypress gym I went to today, it was a lot of that, like a lot of poor etiquette.
Yeah.
Like I was doing deadlift, and there was a dude whose leg backed onto my stack of 4 plates on the bar. That's how close he was standing.
Damn, he's all up in your business.
While I did deadlift. And then some dude that was at some big son of a bitch was doing. He warmed up on 110 pounds for incline dumbbell press. I saw him. I was like, "That's a sweet warm up." This little kid, maybe he had like his knees, and he had maybe room for 1 dumbbell. Then he had the rack. Some little kid goes in between his knees and the rack and starts doing dumbbell flies while he was doing the set.
Good grief!
And I looked at him and I'm like, "Dude, he's gonna kill you." And he had to drop him. He had to fold him out. And he looked at me and shook his head. And I smiled. I was like, "God damn, dude! I would have thrown him. I would have thrown him at that little kid." And there was no room. There was plenty of room. There was no one else out around. It was like he specifically stood there. I don't know, for whatever reason. But the etiquette, like they stand real close. They don't really leave their shit lying around. I thought it might have just been the gym I went to, but kind of get a bit of it here. It was a really nice gym, like really fancy shit. Like they definitely paid. It reminded me the equipment was a lot of, like the Panada stuff. Very form designed. Like they had flies, but it wasn't the typical handles. They had like a rotating wrists, and you could kind of change the angle. They had a machine pullover, but not the old school chain driven Yates one. It was a like a new age one. All really fancy shit, but just guys that just made it difficult.
Do they got more machines than free weights or?
Oh, all machines. The only rack that I had to do deadlift was in the corner, and it was like I didn't even want to bang the bar. I was worried that they were going to tell me off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He made me. Well, he didn't make me. I had to buy a towel. I had a rag, but I had to buy a towel. And then he later told me that I was using it wrong because every time you sit down on a machine or lie down, you needed to put it under you. I'd never seen this.
Weird.
I had seen it done before. Like if I'm a little bit sweaty and I'm switching between people, I'll use it. But I hadn't been to a gym where they go, you have to do this. And he was just because he said using the towel. I said, yeah, I wipe it down afterwards. And he's like, no, down, then exercise. And
Bro,
I was like, oh, okay, sorry. I've never heard of it.
This is not a gym. This is like a fitness club. And this is what pisses me off, about nowadays. Like 90% of the gyms are just like a fitness clubs. You go there, there's like a bunch of like treadmills and like huge amounts of machines, no free weights. Everything needs to be sterile. Everything needs to be sterile, and it's like people are like fucking robots, and I just miss the days when you go to the dungeon, and I remember it was like probably one of the first like body powers, and we went to Dorian's gym. It was just like pure dungeon basically.
Yeah.
You were going downstairs, deep to like some kind of like hidden spot, and there was like dust was everywhere. The dumbbells were like all over the place, but you just like could smell the metal and the music. You had like goosebumps when you were like entering this fucking place, and it was just like awesome. You were like just like feeling like a god after the training session. Nowadays it's just like, oh, you need to like wash this one with the towel and so on. Yeah, I can understand that you need to be clean and so on, but this is just like too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between having to go down and wipe. You don't want to go lay down in somebody's puddle of sweat and like the leg press machine or a bench or something. But at the same time, it's like, do I need do you need to be as extreme as Shane's example just there?
No.
The other thing was etiquette. I feel like the etiquette is like fucking shit up. Because there was at the gym I've been going to back in the UK, there's I thought it was the people, but I start to feel like it's more of the trainers or like the instructors. I get the sense that they have signed up so that they return weights, but no one returns weights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, back in my gyms, if you didn't return weights, they would kick you out. Like if they catch you, they would give you a warning, right?
Yeah.
Put your shit away. And the gym I was at, I was doing hack squat, and I had 3 plates, and I had a 10, which is like a 25 pound for the freedom units.
Yeah.
And I put them under my bench, under my hack squat, because in the UK, well, my gym, if you leave some shit lying around, they're gonna snatch it up if you go take a piss or if you walk away. So I put them under the hack squat, and the trainer beside me. And so I'm looking over, and I think he was on the Smith machine, and I stood up to unrack the hack squat, and he comes and he grabs my 10 under my rack from under the seat while I was stood up, and I just shook my head. I was like, motherfucker, because that was what I was going to put on for the next set. And then he walks around in front of me, and I'm going, there's no way he's going to grab the other one. The other one was way under, and so I went down, and as I went down, he tried to dip in while I was on my way down. He dips back out.
Damn,
and I'm like, what? And then as I came up, he dips back under and grabbed it. And I was like, dude, what in the fucking shit? But this was the crazy thing. This was a trainer there. Even if like you're a person, it's like a general a visitor. I understand. Like, you can do some dumb shit, right? But a trainer has been in the gym for a while, should know what's gonna, not even etiquette. He could have got fucking hurt, right? Just wait till the end of the set.
Right.
So the only reason I think he didn't want to wait, because he thought that I was going to say I'm going to use it, which is nothing wrong with that. Go find another one. But that's where I sort of thought maybe it's just them. Maybe they're just not telling people or instructing people like, hey, put that back. Hey, can you re-rack this? Maybe don't go jumping under a fucking hack squat when someone's coming down. I've never seen that before. And I wasn't going to stop. I just rolled down. I was like, dude, what do you want me to do? No, can't crack halfway. I just have never seen it. But I think it's more of the, like, because that's what I've been seeing more, is just if the trainers were to then say, they saw someone just leave the 50s in the middle of the room, put them back.
Yeah.
They might not do it. But since no one's asking to do it, I would never do it anyway. But I feel like that's one of the things that just ruins it for me at these gyms.
Yeah.
People can do whatever they want, but like when it's when they just do dumb shit like that, I'm like, guys, come on. Where's my lifting brothers? Where's my family?
Agreed.
Well, Lukasz.
Oh man. All right. This will be a last call for any comments or questions from the Peanut Gallery tuning in. And a huge thank you to all of you that have stuck with us over the past 100 episodes. Supporting Shane on Stack 3D and his podcast. Make sure to give him a like and a thumbs up and all that good stuff.
Click your notifications.
Sometimes.
Not blocking ads.
Block ads. That's fine. Keto Pro gets a refresh as Mark Smelly Bell brings it under his brand, Within You. Okay.
I made a
small post. Check out, actually.
Say it again?
I made a small post on Facebook about that protein. I don't know if you, Shane, saw my comment on your post on Stacked.
What did you say, Lucas?
Yeah, I did my thing. You know, I tried to be smart, so I put few things here and there. But you know what? What pisses me off about that product is they advertise it as a keto, right? So if a guy or a girl sees something that, you know, it's keto, it needs to have like protein and fats, right? But fat needs to be as you can see, like per serving 13 grams. Like, sorry, but what the fuck is going on here? Like 13 grams of fat per serving is just like ridiculous. Just because it's keto, it doesn't have to be that much fat. All you could do is just like put, let's say, you know, 5 grams. This will be like plenty of fat.
Yeah.
Because this is just like overfeeding people, and you know, people just don't understand that, you know, just because you're on a keto diet, you still need to keep in mind calories in versus calories out. Plus, on top of that, you got plenty of fat on your fucking ass. So you can use the fat that you have on your ass instead of like grabbing like shake and drinking extra fat just to like keep you even more fatter than you are.
Agreed.
So that just pisses me off so much, you know, and it's like, god damn, because I love Mark Bell and I love what he states, you know, and you know, I think it would be a great product, especially with the ingredients that he uses, like, you know, the organs and so on. That's awesome, you know, and I think that's a brilliant marketing. But come on now, you know, putting that much of fat into like one serving is just absurd.
Yeah, and $80 for this shit is beyond ridiculous too. I mean,
the price was a bit nuts. But
yeah, $80
what is
for
true? Isn't true keto more fat than it's pretty high fat?
Yeah, it's upwards of 75 to 80% fat, 15% protein, and 0 to 5% carbs.
That's the thing I've always felt hard. I feel like it's tough for brands because the term keto gets used when you have ketones in there. Like you get supplements to have ketones, and that's keto. And then you have keto friendly, which might not be trying to give you high fats. It might just be moderate protein, low carb or low net carb.
Right.
And they use keto on that. And then you also then you can then also get the real keto stuff where they actually try and give you that, because A&S does one, and they divided it up precisely to give you. I think theirs was more true keto, was like more fat than protein. I think it was ketosis. Yeah, there it is. Their one is pretty sure it was 10, was it 12? I know the
32
fat was pretty high.
To 20 protein.
Yeah, see? So theirs was, for me, and from my understanding, that's like meant to be true keto. But see, my issue with the whole keto word is that that's where it gets confusing. You put keto in the name, it could be ketones, could be keto friendly, could just be low carb, could just be no carb, could just be no calorie. So if you're like a keto shopper, if Mark were to put this out and call it fat protein, people wouldn't even fucking true keto who like that high fat, whatever their goal is. Sometimes people just do keto for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I feel like he has to call it keto. He cannot not call it keto, because then no one who's on keto is going to find it.
Right.
And he's in a tough position. I understand what he's trying to do. He's obviously trying to make something more in line with that true keto.
Yeah.
But I feel it's a hard place because the word keto is, I don't like saying this often, but I feel like the word keto has been overused pretty intensely.
Yes, it has.
Because if he just called this protein powder, people might not have cared. If he just called it fat protein, fatty pro, I don't know. I feel like he had to call it keto pro to get your attention. I see what you mean. Like, it's tricky because it is technically just a protein powder with high fats, and he's called it keto pro. But then he also might just be making this for keto people going for that heavy fat, like the A&S one. The A&S one came out like 3-4 years ago, though, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs was, I think when he pitched that to me, he said much like you said. I think he was like, true keto is this % calories of fat, and that's how they got the macros that they're on. They worked it out that way, not like 10, 20, so and so. But I feel I feel bad for keto because it just gets roped in to low carb, and then occasionally high fat, and then also ketone. So it's like 50
to 60% fat, 30 to 35% protein, 5 to 10% carbohydrates.
That's the calories, right?
Yeah, percentage of calories. Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you need to consume like so much fat. You still can achieve like ketosis just to lower your carbs, and basically, voila, you're on ketosis, because you still will elevate your ketone levels just by not consuming carbs at all, and that will allow you, and that will allow.
Some people just live keto for whatever reason. Some people they aren't doing it for exercise. They aren't doing it for anything. They'll just be like, I'm just going to eat keto.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Same reason that some people are like, I just want blends. I just want to isolate. Some people would just stumble across the keto diet, not even touch a weight in their life. And if you're going to try and make something for them, is high fat and protein, it's hard because he obviously markets sports nutrition, Steak Shake, and he's got the hydration product, and he's got his regular protein. So he's got like a very sports nutrition base. But if he wants to make this for high fats, I see what you mean. You don't need to do high fats, but if you are someone for whatever reason, high fats work, and this is for you.
But because I'm laughing because many people will do oh, okay, so I'm gonna drink this shake, and after that I'm gonna check my ketone levels, and oh fuck, I'm on a ketosis because my ketone levels are 1.0, and that's a fucking scam because that doesn't work like that.
Right.
But that's what people are thinking. He's not saying that. He's not got that. He's just put out a fat and protein product. But I see what you mean. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's confusion, because a keto product that has ketones does promote that, and they do say that, and they'll say, have this ketone product, then check your ketones, and then you'll have a keto product that's just keto macros, and I can easily understand how a regular consumer will be like, oh, I'll just check my ketones on this too, but that's just they're just doing what they makes sense, and I get it makes sense, because this keto product is this keto. So I guess it's a tricky. I feel bad for the consumer who's just a regular Joe Blow who's like, I need a keto product. It's just you type in keto into Google, you're going to get a fuckload of confusion unless you really know what you're looking for.
Yeah. That's why we need education.
Yeah, and it's a crappy formula. I mean, it's hydrolyzed whey protein and hydrolyzed beef collagen. I mean, it's not a good product at all.
You gotta get the skin.
Yeah.
The hair.
Glowing.
Skin, glow.
Nails.
Hair, skin, nails, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Logan, my favorite experience close to Shane's was a cleaning lady who started vacuuming under me as I was squatting. Not safe. Not safe.
That's pretty bad. She's I mean, if she goes to the gym.
Logan, is she dead?
You should just drop the bar and like, oops, sorry.
Did you kill that bitch?
Heartless. All right, gentlemen. Any closing thoughts before we put a wrap on episode 100?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have.
Uh-oh.
Thank you all for 100 episodes, and I hope that we will have 100 more, or even much more. And from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you guys, you Shane, and you Robert, for that awesome experience that we have so far. And Robic is not here, so fuck that guy. But anyways, just use his discount, because we got that fatness of them all discounts, 50%, the final scoop. So yeah, use it as much as you want. And of course, we are also supported by Dark Labs and by the Body Shock Pro. So also use their discounts on their websites. Buy as much subs as you want and listen to our show, guys. And we truly appreciate that. So that's all from my side.
Outstanding. I might need a tissue after that, Lucas. I don't know where to end. I don't know how we follow that up. Shane, why don't you profess your love for us as we close too?
Well, Shrita is the dude that doesn't call me. Where is he?
It's 2 weeks in a row your boy stood you up, man. I don't know. Might need to find you a new
didn't go through.
A new fan.
Maybe you didn't get the money I sent in the mail.
There we go.
Thumbs up.
Awesome. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. A privilege. A lot of fun. Let's see what the hell happens over the course of the next 100 episodes. I'm curious to see. And we know Shane won't be in the same location for the next 100 episodes, so we'll get to live the world through Shane's experiences vicariously.
I might be in Piwa. I might be in Piwa soon.
Yes.
Sorry, Lucas. She wasn't bad and she's safe. She was a Latina woman in her 50s who screamed at me in Spanish whenever I deadlifted. Can't wait for the next 100 episodes. Neither can we. Make sure to subscribe to notifications on stack3d.com. Listen to Shane's website and podcast. Give it a 5-star review. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, a thumbs up, share the video with family and friends and loved ones. Give us a 5-star rating, at least a 4 on your podcast perusing platform of choice. And if you have any questions, comments for a future episode, leave them in the comments below. Hit me up, thesupplementengineer@gmail.com, or hit Shane and Lucas at their respective points of contact. Thank you all, and we will catch you all next time on The Final Scoop.